Hi, it's Kamil here. This is another video in Instant Power Through the Language series. And in this video I'd like to tell you about, again, about how language influences the way you see the world. So the reality is that we have this, soup of particles interacting with each other. Then we have minds giving the meaning to those things, creating objects like, camera, hand, body, speaking, running, and so on and so on. And then we have people attaching a meaning to it through the use of words. So if we can have the same event and you call it with two different words, and the way you see it is completely different. So you can, for example, say, this person is speaking to me and telling me about the benefits of this, or you can say, well, this person is manipulating me through this and that, or by using this and that. Now, it's exactly the same situation, it just, the words that were used were different, and that changes the way you feel about this. So, think about this. You have a person speaking, and then when someone says, okay, this person is using the words very cleverly, so suddenly you think about this person as a really cool guy, he can use words really cleverly. But if someone says, yeah, this guy is speaking and he's actually trying to manipulate us, yeah, don't use the word try, remember, yeah? The guy is manipulating us, then suddenly this guy is really uncool, he's really bad. But think about this, whenever you speak, you actually want to have a result. And when you choose not to speak, again, you want to have a result. And very often it's quite easy to predict what the result, the effect you will have. If you go to a shop and say, can I have cigarettes? You will get the cigarettes. So what, are you manipulating the shop assistant into giving you cigarettes? No, you're just simply saying what you want, saying something to achieve something what you want. And the same applies to every situation. And if you choose to call it manipulation, well, it's your choice. But if you choose to call it manipulation, you disempower yourself. And then you see the other person as the bad guy. And because you see them as a bad guy, you are disempowered. Because suddenly you go, oh, he wants to attack me, he wants to rob me. But if you thought, okay, he's cleverly using vocabulary to make me buy something or make me do something, but really I don't want to, he's cool, I can learn from him how he did it, that was really cool, and I still have power and choose not to do it. And the best way actually to do is to share yourself and say to this person, for example, listen buddy, you are really clever with your vocabulary and you got me convinced, but I really feel that I do not want to buy it, so can you please stop, stop trying to convince me, to persuade me to buy it, because I really don't want to. And when you start sharing with people like with your open heart, people will appreciate it and they will respect it. But if you go, no, stop manipulating me, where is that leading? What effect will you have? What will you achieve? You completely disempower yourself, disempower the other person, you break the relationship, and so on and so on. So again, look in your life where you actually change the way you see things just through the use of vocabulary. Imagine a situation, someone says something and the other person says, oh, that was really offensive. Well, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But what happened is the person said something and the other person gave it a meaning of being offensive, yeah, being rude or whatever. And then went to another person and said, look, he was really rude to me. And this person made it mean, okay, now I need to go and beat them up. Well, really what happened, this person just said something. And this person attached a meaning to this. And now the third person is involved and wants to beat the other person up, just because this person chose to call it rude or offensive. But if the person chose to call it something else, there would be no problem, no situation. So reality is always kind of what it is, and then what we make it mean through vocabulary, through the language we use, changes the whole game. So be very careful with what you call the things in reality, the situations. Really be careful, because people go to courts, have their life ruined because someone called them something, and the world followed through and started calling them as well. So before you for example, you read an article in the newspaper or see something in TV news, oh, this guy defrauded £5 million doing this, and suddenly everybody sees him as a bad guy. But if you knew the whole story, maybe you would have a different overview. You just drew a conclusion because of an article in the newspaper or wherever on TV. And someone's life is ruined because a journalist wrote his or her opinion. And everybody believed that, and they decided to continue using the same vocabulary. But if they knew the real story, maybe actually the guy took this £5 million to actually save, I don't know, 20 million children in Africa. Would you still call it, defrauding? Yeah, maybe you would, but you would see the guy as a really good guy. So be careful before you start calling people something, before you start calling situations something, because really your world, the way you see the world, is in the language you use. So start looking for ways to empower yourself through the vocabulary you use. I hope that was helpful. Please leave me your success stories with empowering yourself through the language. I would really appreciate. Many thanks. Bye.